Signing day is just around the corner, and the Georgia Bulldogs are looking to sign another top 3 class here in 2021. What's going on, guys? Matt DeBary, DawgPost.com, making you a smarter Georgia fan. Listen, I love recruiting. This is something I cover for y'all all year round. I love every aspect of it, and now is the time when things start to get really, really interesting. Obviously, the week leading up to signing day. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down where Georgia sits and who you should keep an eye on next Wednesday on signing day. So let's get started. Georgia has 20 commitments with earlier this week when they landed Nyland Green, the 4-star out of Newton High School. Big pickup there. You know all about that. So Georgia's sitting at 20 commits. 16 of them plan to sign and enroll early. Actually, all 20 of them do plan on signing early next Wednesday, but 16 of the current 20 commits also plan to enroll early, which is a big deal. I think Dylan Fairchild, the 4-star offensive lineman, Jared Wilson, the 3-star offensive lineman, 4-star linebacker Jamon Dumas-Johnson, and then 3-star cornerback Kamari Lasser. Those are the 4 guys who will sign but not enroll early. Everyone else plans to be there next January, or this upcoming January. So that's a big deal. So 20 guys on board, and with room for about 3 to 4 spots left. It all depends on if Georgia has any more transfers, any guys going to the NFL. So that number is still up in the air, but a few guys to keep an eye on. Number 1, Xavier Sori, a 4-star linebacker from Graceville, Florida, a guy that the Georgia staff has wanted for a long time now. If they land this kid to go with Smile Munden, Chaz Chambliss, and Dumas Johnson, that's 4 high-quality linebackers and one of the best linebacker classes that Georgia's brought in. They have no problem signing 5-star linebackers. They've done it year after year. The talent is there, and it's going to be there again in 21, especially if they land Sori. Now, he's a top 50 player in the country. He's going to be visiting Florida this weekend, it looks like. So they're going to get the last visit before he has to make a decision and sign on Wednesday. But Georgia's right there, and this recruitment has gone back and forth for a while. I think it's down to Georgia and Florida, with Alabama still in the mix. I think he took an unofficial visit to Tuscaloosa, I think not this past weekend, but the week before. So he's no stranger to Tuscaloosa. Alabama's firmly in the mix, but I've been hearing a lot of Georgia chatter in the last 2 to 3 weeks here. It keeps going back and forth. When Florida beat Georgia in, I guess, the first weekend of November, it seemed like the Gators had the advantage for the next few weeks leading up to around Thanksgiving. Ever since then, I've been kind of hearing that Georgia has been the team to beat behind the scenes. We'll see on Wednesday. The Gators getting the last visit. That's going to be big, but this is a guy that Georgia's been high on, and he's been high on Georgia for all year since his visit back in January for a junior day where they rolled out the red carpet for him. So I do think the Gators have a slight lead, or else they will after this weekend visit. But Georgia's still in a really good spot. Wouldn't surprise me at all if Xavier Sori decided to sign with Georgia on Wednesday. It would be a huge get for the Georgia Bulldogs going down into Florida, getting a small town Florida kid away from the Gators. That'd be a big deal. So definitely a guy to keep an eye on. I know then Mason Smith, 5-star defensive tackle, one of the top players in the country. Kirby's been on this guy for a long time. And with the complete disaster that is LSU right now, everything going on with there, I could totally see him leaving the state. I didn't think that for a while. I thought he had true interest in Georgia, but I never thought he would actually sign with someone else when the time came and turn down a chance to play for Coach O and LSU. But it looks like that could very well happen, and you can't blame him. LSU's a dumpster fire right now. Terrible season. They've got everything going on inside the program, left and right. It is bad news bears down in Baton Rouge. So if you're Mason Smith, I definitely think you're trying to get out of there. And I know I would if I were him right now. So Georgia's definitely in the mix. They've hosted him multiple times this year. He loves Georgia. He loves everything about Trey Scott, who's done an excellent job with this recruitment. If he does leave the state of Louisiana, does not go to LSU, I think you really have to like Georgia's chances. They want another elite interior defensive lineman in this class. He's definitely that guy. Top target for sure. Definitely one to keep an eye on. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we heard some more Georgia chatter in the few days leading up to signing day. So 5-star Mason Smith, the guy who I definitely could see signing with Georgia. I'm not ready to say that they're the leader right now behind the scenes or anything like that, but I could definitely see, this is what Kirby does. This happens every signing day. They go out and they get an elite 5-star out-of-state kid and just steal him away right at signing day. This wouldn't absolutely be a steal because they've been working on Mason Smith for a long time. But I can definitely see this kid going to Georgia after everything that's happened with LSU. I didn't say that in the fall. I didn't say that in the summer. But I'm really starting to think that way now with less than a week before the early signing day period. Another guy to keep an eye on, 4-star running back Donovan Edwards. This is a who's who. I don't think anyone knows really what's going on behind the scenes. I think it's down to Georgia, Notre Dame, Michigan. I know people who cover Notre Dame, and they think they're in the mix. They don't think that they're the leader, and I don't think they believe that the Irish staff is very confident in where they sit with him. Obviously, Michigan, why would you want to go to Michigan right now? Why would you want to go to Michigan right now? It does not make sense. They're a disaster. Harbaugh's got to go. That program is almost at rock bottom. They've been pretty bad for a long time. They haven't been relevant in college football in it seems like over a decade. He's from Michigan. He has close ties to the staff there. That's the team I still think might have the best chance. He's just so close with everything up there, all those guys. But I think if visits were allowed to happen and Donovan Edwards made it to Athens for an official visit this fall to see a game, I definitely think Georgia would have the advantage and kind of run away with it. But a little tricky for them not having him on campus. I think the last time he's been to Athens was in January for a junior day visit where he loved it, had a great time. So I think Del McGee is continuing to push hard here. If James Cook and Zamir White leave, then you definitely need Edwards in this class. So either way, I think he's the most complete back in the country. I love the kid Travion Henderson going to Ohio State, but Donovan Edwards is a guy who could line up at wide receiver if you need him to. He's that good out of the backfield. He can catch the ball really well, but he's a natural running back too. He's got the vision, the speed, can break tackles. He does everything. One of the top running backs in the country, the most complete running back in my eyes. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Georgia went up and stole him away from Michigan. He told me Georgia's in the mix. That's all he would say. He doesn't talk to a lot of guys right now, especially this close to signing day, but he did tell me that Georgia is firmly in the mix. They're going to be a team he's deciding from. I believe he's doing hats on the table up there at West Bloomfield on Wednesday for signing day, and I definitely think a Georgia hat will be up there. And I think he's got a really good job of picking a Georgia hat. So make sure to stay tuned to Dawg Post. I'm going to be reaching out to everyone in Michigan that I can to have the latest for y'all on Donovan Edwards as we get closer to signing day. Those are the top three guys. Terrion Arnold, a 4-star defensive back. He's not committing until February. I still like Florida's chances there for him. He's a big-time defensive back who does a little bit of everything. So I think Georgia's going to keep a spot open for him. They have 4 cornerbacks right now. Nyland Green, Dejon Warren, Javon Bullard, and Kamari Lassiter. They've got 1 safety, David Daniels. They've got 5 defensive backs, and I still think they'd leave a spot open for Terrion Arnold if he wanted to jump on board. And it would help Georgia's chances if they land Xavier and Sori, too. Those guys have wanted to play together for a while now. They're close friends. I definitely think Georgia has an opportunity to land both of them right now. But I would stick with Florida with the edge for both this second. But again, with Sori, it is so close. He could absolutely pick Georgia on Wednesday. And if he does, that would definitely help the Bulldogs land Terrion Arnold in February. So Corey Foreman, 5-star defensive end. I don't think Georgia is towards the top for him anymore. I don't think he's going to pick Georgia, or else I would have let off talking about him. So if you're asking about Corey Foreman, Clemson, I think, is trying to get back into this as much as they can. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see him recommit to Clemson and sign there. Just not hearing a ton of Georgia chatter from him right now. If they miss on Mason Smith, Byron Young, he's not a defensive tackle, defensive end who could slide and play on the interior. He's a JUCO kid from the state of Georgia. He'd be a guy to keep an eye on there. And that's really about it. Again, 20 current commitments, all of them plan to sign on Wednesday, so that means there's just a few spots left, and those spots are for the big boys. Some of the top players in the entire country is who Georgia's trying to close with, and if they do, I don't think they're going to land the number 1 class, but I definitely think this will be a top 3 class if they get the rest of the guys thereafter. So another elite recruiting class. They're going to have to turn it into more wins, though. They can't be losing to Florida and Alabama forever. These are the guys they need if they want to take that next step and beat those guys, win another SEC championship, and play for another national championship. Guys, I really appreciate y'all watching this video. Stay tuned to Dawg Post for all the latest on for all your signing day coverage, who the Georgia Bulldogs are going to sign next Wednesday. Stay tuned to Dawg Post. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to stay tuned to the next video coming up, and I will see you over on the website.